basically for vectors. In 10.6, we'll do 3D, but it's going to be like the first couple sections with 3D vectors. So we're going to kind of dip our toes a little bit into 3D math on the next section. Vector projections are kind of weird, and I did try to find a visual or like an applet online to kind of give you a better visual of what happens. But basically, it just allows you to create this third vector, and that third vector is known as a vector projection of V onto W. So this right here, where is it at? W1. This right here should be labeled as W1. That's the projection from V onto W. So how it's affecting that, I'm going to create that. All right, so I already wrote the formula. So if you want to go ahead and write that down, if you need to pause it, go for it. I'm going to do the first couple examples with you, and I'll probably try to break this up as much as I can, so there'll be several videos for this. Okay, so diving right into it, the one thing you need to notice is that W is a subscript, so it's actually written below. So it's like that, okay? So if we dive right into this, that's a really horrible line. You're going to take vector V times vector W. So that's where you do the whole, you're going to take -4 times 3 and -8 times 1, and you're going to add them together. I'm going to put parentheses around it. And then on the bottom, if you notice, it says you're going to take the magnitude and you're going to square it. I'm just going to do that over here so I don't have to write so much. So the magnitude of that is going to be 3 squared, which is 9, and 1 squared, which is 1, so you get the square root of 10. But if you notice in the formula, it's squared right here. So the square root of 10 squared would just be 10. So 10 is on the bottom. And then you're going to multiply it by vector W, so 3, 1. So it's really not difficult, it's just a lot of math, again, and it turns into scalar multiplication. So -4 times 3 is -12. That's -8. If you add it together, that's -20. Right? And so you end up with -2 and then 3 and 1. So then you just multiply that in, and your projected vector is -6, -2. So it's that easy. It's really not that bad. So number 2 is in that different form. You do it all the same way. Okay? So we're just going to dive right into it. Okay? So you're going to take the 6 times the 2, and then the 3 times the -3, and I'm going to do the magnitude of that vector W over here. So the 2 squared is 4, -3 squared is 9, so I get you 13, the square root of 13, but you square it, so it's just 13 on the bottom. And then you're going to multiply it by that vector, and I'm going to write it as 2, -3. Okay, so 6 times 2 is 12, and then you'd get plus -9, which gets you 3. So you have this weird 3 over 13, and then 2 and -3. Please, please, please keep it as fractions, okay? You multiply the top only, you get 6 over 13, and you get -9 over 13. All right, that is the first thing we're going to do. In the upper left-hand corner, you should see a link to the next video, and you're going to notice it gets cut off, but that's okay. All right, see you in the next video.